I'm Kevin Coleman with the Sign-Up Post, and I am here at the Payne Street entrance to Yoctangee Park, and we've had several discussions about what's going on with the park. We've had one side of the story, and I wanted to be fair and make sure I spoke to a different side of it. And Janet, you've raised some concerns, and I wanted to get your input because you were part of an effort to prevent the baseball stadium from being built in the park in 2000?
In 2000, we had an organization called Save Yoctangee Park, and we formed it and had 140 people as members. And although this city was for it, and the Chamber of Commerce and people at the State House, we kept the stadium out of the park, thank goodness, because we still have a beautiful park right now and usable by the people. So.
But a lot of people would say it'd be great to have that kind of recreational facility right here next to downtown. It'd be a great economic asset. More people might attend.
Well, it took parkland, and it's a business. And businesses, the same word business and park don't belong together. There shouldn't be businesses and buildings in the park. It should be for recreation and relaxation and peace for the people of Chillicothe.
Okay, can we get more of an introduction of who you are, how people might best know you?
All right, I'm president of Save Yoctangee Park organization. I was then, and I still am. And our motto and our goal is to keep the park safe from development. It's in our bylaws that we formed. We're not a 501(c), but we are a corporation.
But before then, people might know you about a certain recreational facility on Western Avenue.
Yes, by Skateaway. That's my proud job. I enjoyed it.
All right, so we're going to take a walk through here and consider what is in the preliminary plan. And your husband's going to guide you because you are blind.
Can I tell you while I'm walking about the preliminary plan and how my husband and I came about to be the only citizens of Chillicothe that knew about it beside the planning people?
You were saying that you accidentally attended a meeting.
I heard about it a week and a half before, and it was said to be a meeting to expose the new plans for the park, and I thought it was public. So I put it on my calendar. We went. It was October the 22nd at 5 o'clock at the Carlisle building. And when we came in, there wasn't anybody there but 3 men, and that was the developers of the plans, which we didn't know. We sat down with them. So anyway, and then when he started his presentation, the one that developed them was from Indiana. And when he started his presentation, he said that he had sent invitations out. And there was only 4 council people there out of the 9. That's who he sent the invitations out for. The meeting was to educate the council on what was going on and to get their approval. And 4 of them showed up of the 9.
All right, now
Gary and I were part of that. And they didn't ask us to leave, but then he said that this was not a public meeting and it was not to be a question and answer period, so we couldn't answer questions.
Okay, so you sort of got a sneak preview.
Yes, so
okay.
And it was a PowerPoint presentation.
Yeah. They gave a similar presentation that I attended with the county commissioners maybe a month before, which I've reported on.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, I did tape it. I was allowed. They saw the tape there, and they knew I was taping everything they said. So I did get a tape of it.
okay.
But when I looked at it, I thought how the Chillicothe people, if they knew about this and what was going on, what kind of reaction they would have. They had been planning this in the stage of early planning for 2 years, the man said. And nobody from the public actually knew. It was all people that were handpicked to be on a committee and to study this plan. The public wasn't allowed to give input.
Well, I don't entirely understand the process of how whether they're showing it to the public or not. With council sessions vote on Monday, they now have they pass an ordinance and that they will have a public presentation soon. So as long as they're not violating the sunshine law, I can't see that they have a serious problem.
I don't know when anybody intended on the public to be involved, because I have spoken on the 22nd. I went to the meeting at the Carlisle. On the 27th, I spoke to council of October about this plan to get it so people listen to council, they would be aware. I spoke again on the 13th of November at council about this, and I spoke last night. So 3 times, and I've asked for a public meeting at the first one, and there was never a public meeting scheduled. It should have been scheduled right away, but it was not. And there should be not a review session. It should be a meeting place, and they should see the exact plans so they know whether they want this or not. The park belongs to the people.
Okay.
It's not the city. It's the people. We are the city, and we use the park.
Well, the company that's planning this out, they've been showing preliminary plans in various stages, and they say that it's very early. They're still working out, but they're on a very tight timeline, a little more than 2 years from the start of this. So that's what they have said with what I have seen.
Okay, and I know, and I heard that same thing from the mayor and from many people. But they should have involved the public earlier, so they wouldn't have had to go back and maybe modify some of the things that they're doing. Because there's definitely things that need modified in the new plan.
Okay, well, let's walk through, and you can say what you know of the plans and give your perspective on it. All right, we're here in front of the 40 and 8 stand, the Veterans Fish Fry, and tell us what you think about what is planned for this spot.
I think they're letting the 40 and 8 fish stand. I haven't heard rumors that they're moving it, although they tried.
Well, they were talking about maybe incorporating that into one of the buildings farther down, where they would also, yeah, where they would have restroom facilities, would have handicap access and such.
Okay. I'm not worried about this area too much and what they do with it, all right? The amphitheater, it's other people, if they want to have an opinion on it, that's their opinion. They've talked about it for years. We know they really don't go over that rate. They've been told that by people that have been in amphitheaters in their cities. So, and the fish stand, that's between the veterans and the city, what they do, so what they're satisfied with. So
now
let's go on and move on.
Well, this is
down.
where the the stadium was proposed, here set into the bank.
Yes, and it would have taken all of this property, plus the baseball diamond, plus everything in that area up to the armory.
And that was in the year 2000?
2000, yes. Buildings do not belong in city parks. Its green space is a city park. That's what they're noted for. That's what Webster's dictionary describes them as. If you read it, you read the description. So buildings do not belong here. Now we have the armory, it's beautiful, and it should be restored. Everybody knows that. Keep it.
And actually, when it was being planned, they wanted to put it here and not in the park. But because this is all fill here, they
couldn't do it.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
And what the thing is, this is the heart of our park as we're walking down through here. It's not the outskirts. It's the heart of the park. It's the beat of the park right here. So what they do here, they're not letting people have the use of the heart of the park. It's business. That's my objection.
All right, we're down here at Enderlin Way, Enderlin Avenue.
Yes.
Sort of the cross street in the park.
Yes.
Continues along the lake.
Yes.
And we've got some Christmas music blaring from the Memorial Armory, but we'll go ahead and talk about this point. It would be nice if
it was all coordinated through the park instead of playing differently. I thought it might be that every one of these people play different music. All right, we're at the ballpark.
Yeah.
Where everybody's kids play ball. It's the Little League now, but it has a history going back way back, where men played on this ballpark, and they were famous. They traveled all over the United States and played. So that has a history. They're going to take that out and move it, supposedly where the other diamond is, by the high school, underneath the high school. All this is going to be pavilion, and those are buildings. They have garage doors on them, and those are going to be used for the farmers market, which only functions once a week. All right?
And the farmers market themselves have been talking with the planners. They were not satisfied with the original design, that they had needed different kind of access.
I'm glad they've got a right to do that as a business, and that is a business, by the way. I'm glad they've got to do that, and the citizens that want to use this park don't have the right to talk to them. How does that compute? Doesn't make sense to me. So anyway, that's going to be for the farmers mart. Supposedly, on the other side was supposed to be the Convention and Visitors Bureau and the UNESCO. Thank you.
Yeah,
the
World
UNESCO.
Heritage.
They've refused to be hooked to anything else. They have to have their own building. So that was the way that was drawn originally.
I've got a map here, although I was holding it upside down at first. But their current plans, you can see Memorial Armory in the center. Then here at Baseball Diamond number 1, there is a visitor center pavilion, visitor center and pavilion. But you say the World Heritage wanted a separate building.
Oh yeah, they want their own separate building. But anyway, Convention and Visitors Bureau could go into the armory. That's where they should be, and that's what they talked about originally.
Although they said that the ground floor is too low, that would be better for a different purpose, and the top floor is more for like rentable space.
The basement is too low. The basement ceiling you have to stoop. The ground floor is fine for offices. The second floor up on top. Now this is another thing that should never be in the park. High volume events. 250 to be for weddings. That's in direct competition with already the small businesses that are here, like the Postmark, like the Elks, like the Country Club. Direct competition, and government should always be supporting their small businesses, never in competition with them. That should never be there.
Okay. You've also heard that the proposed 3 or 4 story tower, they've dropped that?
After I talked to council, it was on the original plans. 5 days later, I talked to council. They removed it.
Okay.
It was not a good idea. But actually, a lot of this needs modified.
All right, let's...
I would like for them to give us the heart of the park, the citizens, and if they have to take parkland and we keep chipping away with it years after years, we've lost parkland. This Chillicothe High School's built on parkland. The Y's built on parkland. It was all trades. I think the Y traded for houses up on the hill there by Riverside. But what I'm saying is we keep chipping away and chipping away. And now they're taking the heart. Put these things on the outskirts where they were going to put the splash pad and the bus garages. A city bus garage was there, and now I don't know what the city uses it for now. They're going to remove that. Put their stuff up there and give us back our heart. That's what we want. We want the heart of the park. We want the park to stay the same where the heart is.
All right, let's pause and walk down a little further.